You know that feeling when you just hit a wall, when you realize that buying another self-help book or doing another journaling prompt just isn't going to cut it anymore? We've all been there. You try the vision boards, you make the daily resolutions, and you probably start over 100 times. But somehow you just keep feeling stuck. And honestly, you're completely exhausted. Well, today we're going to explore exactly why that happens. Because it's not about a lack of discipline, and it's certainly not a flaw in your character. It's actually something much, much deeper. We're going to uncover the invisible forces that are keeping you tied to your past and talk about how you can finally break free. There's this thought I want to share with you, and it goes like this. Most people try to build a new life while emotionally remaining loyal to an old identity. Just let that sink in for a second. It's incredibly heavy, isn't it? That constant invisible pull dragging you back to what's familiar, even when that familiar place is deeply painful. Because the truth is, you're trying so incredibly hard to step forward, but your emotions are literally anchored to a version of yourself that belongs entirely in the past. And carrying that kind of anchor around, it leads to something so many of us carry quietly every single day, the profound exhaustion of performing. You know what I mean. Performing strength when you're actually crumbling inside. Performing confidence when you feel completely lost. Performing perfection just so you can feel acceptable to the people around you. It's truly one of the heaviest emotional burdens a person can bear, spending years, maybe even decades, trying to be exactly what everyone else needs, instead of just being who you authentically are. And the reason we do this is that somewhere along the line, to protect yourself, you took on a role. You became the strong one. Or the caretaker. Maybe you are the peacemaker, smoothing everything over. Or the overthinker, anticipating every disaster. Or perhaps you became the invisible one, the person who quietly shrinks down just to make sure everyone else in the room is comfortable. You've been wearing these masks for so long, haven't you? So long that you might have actually forgotten how to take them off. But here's what's absolutely vital to understand. These survival adaptations, things like people-pleasing or hyper-independence, or even just going completely numb emotionally, they were necessary. They literally protected you at a time in your life when you desperately needed protection. But living authentically, which means existing in honesty and holding firm boundaries, requires us to wake up to a hard truth. What once kept you safe is now the exact thing keeping you hidden from your own freedom. So I want to ask you a really personal question. When you look at how you react to things, how you love, how you show up at work, is this who you actually are, or is it just who you had to become? There is a profound difference there. You are not your coping mechanisms. You are not the performance you put on for everyone else. The real you still exists, beautifully intact, right underneath everything survival taught you to be. What we're really talking about here is your survival identity. It's basically this deeply ingrained internal belief system that dictates exactly how you think you need to behave just to be loved or accepted or protected. And please, really hear me on this one. If you are carrying this, there is zero shame in it. Absolutely none. These identities are formed in environments of emotional neglect or criticism or fear. Your mind did exactly what it was supposed to do. It found a way for you to survive the storm. But the problem happens when survival stops being temporary and just becomes your personality. That's when we get stuck. And if you're wondering why you keep repeating the same cycles over and over, let me give you some grace right now. It's not because you lack willpower. It is literally biology. Your behavior is just following your deeply held identity. If your subconscious secretly believes you aren't safe or worthy, your nervous system is going to continuously pull you right back to experiences that validate those exact beliefs. Your brain will instinctively prioritize familiar pain over unfamiliar freedom every single time. And why is that? Well, because to a nervous system that was built in survival mode, unfamiliarity feels like a literal threat to your life. So a new, peaceful life filled with healthy boundaries, that feels terrifying, simply because your old identity has absolutely no idea how to exist in that space. And that right there is exactly why these repeating cycles happen. It's why we return to unhealthy relationships, why we sabotage our own progress right when things get good, why we shrink ourselves down and completely abandon our own needs. You aren't doing this because you want to be in pain. You're doing it because your actions are subconsciously aligning with a fear-based identity. You're just seeking the safety of what you already know. Which brings us to a really crucial turning point. Who are you without the fear? Just take a breath and really think about that for a second. What do you actually want? What kind of life would you choose to build right now
Today, if you finally stopped living for everyone else's approval, if you stopped shaping yourself to fit into rooms you have so clearly outgrown. Stepping into that answer is a beautiful thing, but let's be honest, authenticity requires courage. It can be terrifying, because actually becoming your true self often means you're going to have to disappoint some people. It means setting boundaries that are going to upset the status quo. And it means deeply, truly grieving the old versions of yourself that worked so incredibly hard to keep you safe. Growth is uncomfortable, not because you're doing something wrong, but because you are becoming someone entirely new.
So how do we actually do this? Rebuilding your life happens through small, courageous choices you make every single day. It means choosing honesty over performance, even when your voice is shaking. It means choosing boundaries over people-pleasing because you have to protect your peace above their comfort. And it means choosing healing over hiding. Every single time you make one of these choices, you are strengthening your true identity. But so many of us are just waiting. We're waiting for the right time, or waiting for an apology we're probably never going to get, or waiting for someone else to finally say it's okay for us to change. Well, I'm here to tell you that you don't need to wait for external validation anymore. This is all about giving yourself the permission to become. You hold the pen. You have the absolute power to redefine your own life. So take these words as a direct, unconditional permission slip to your soul. You are allowed to evolve. You are completely allowed to outgrow the environments and the people that kept you small. You are allowed to take off that heavy, exhausting coat of survival mode and finally just leave it at the door. And please, if you take nothing else away, remember this crucial point. Growth is not betrayal. Healing is not selfish, and stepping into your power is absolutely not arrogance. You do not owe any loyalty to an identity that was created in your pain. Releasing the version of you that was built to survive is simply making room for the version of you that was meant to truly live. Because the truth is, your future isn't waiting for a perfect version of you. It's waiting for the real you. The you beneath all that fear. The you beneath the people-pleasing and the constant performing. So, as we wrap up our time together today, I want to leave you with one profound reflection to carry with you into your quiet moments. What version of yourself are you finally ready to release?